They say that as long as there is a game, there has always been betting to coincide with that. For South Africans, the Hansi Cronje cricket scandal is by far the largest.
My letter of the 11th of April was also untruthful. I misled the United Cricket Board of South Africa.
We shouldn't be naive not to think that the syndicates operate in different countries.
To understand this industry, we have to look a little further and realize that it's $1 trillion industry across a multitude of different countries.
You need to look at who stands to make the most. And the people that stand to make the most are the people who are taking the bets. Because if they don't have to pay out on wins, they're the ones that are going to score. If you found that somebody was involved previously in any form of corrupt activities and they are still on the scene, chances are they are still involved, or the people that they're involved with are in some way involved. So to investigate it isn't that difficult. It's proving it that makes it difficult. And we're dealing with a global economy. We're dealing with people that are now gambling internationally on the internet. We're dealing with people that are looking at sporting events taking place at all hours of the day, every single hour of the day.
In India, it's a very complex situation because the Indian government structure, a part of it is federal. So in India, policing is a very complex subject because there is a central agency like the Intelligence Bureau and the CBI, of course, the Probing Investigative Agency, Central Bureau of Investigation in India. But in India, there are some 28, 29 states. All the states run as a federal entity. So now you can understand if there is a multi-state, and most of these bookies, they are not only international, they don't operate only from one end of the country or the other end of the country. They do international, they have an international network in different, all the Indian states they operate. So now the question is, how to curb the bookies or betting or match fixing. There is no central policing agency as such because the state runs the police.
Underground bookmakers are always going to be an attraction because that is where the big money trades. The legal bookmaker has to follow a code of conduct, and also, I presume in most places of the world, there's taxation. The underground bookmaker can play you with no tax.
And to understand that a little bit more and how betting syndicates work, we're going to give you a bird's eye view of what really goes on.
Basically, most of the guys that are into the cricket match fixing, what have you, basically on the India or Asia side, what have you, a lot of betting is done, illegal betting is done from Dubai as well. And they adopt the old system, Hawala system, the money transfer system. Sometimes money doesn't actually change hands. A game can be played in South Africa, or bet can be played in South Africa to Dubai, to India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, South Africa. But a phone call is made, money is transferred, a guy receives money in dollars or whatever form of currency in another country. Money is paid to a bookie this side here, a bookie on the other end of the phone receives it in another continent, wherever the game is played. So movement of money, it's easy, it's very, very easy. They work with Hawala system. Hawala system is basically money laundering. Money laundering from country to country, where money doesn't actually physically change hands.
The reality of spot fixing and match fixing is that it affects every single game at every single minute at every single time. And the reality of that is that whatever we're watching might not necessarily be the right outcome just for the game. Pashkar Moodliar for ANN7, Johannesburg.